Hey everybody, it's Rob with Cherry City Guns and Ammo, and today we're taking a look at my PSA PA-10 chambered in 308. Stick around. Alright, we're going to take a look at some of the features of this before we shoot it anymore and talk about some of the specs. So this is PSA, Palmetto State Armory, PA-10, which is their version of basically an AR-10, and it is chambered in 308. This is available in 6.5 Creedmoor as well. I just really wanted a classic old 308. This is the Gen 3 version, and actually I've looked at some videos of the Gen 3 over the last couple years, because the Gen 3 has been around for about 2 years. But over time, it seems like there have even been modifications, or not modifications, but they've changed some things in the Gen 3 over the couple of years it's been available. For example, some of the earlier Gen 3s, on the handguard, you only had a short chunk of Picatinny at the front and at the very back, and it was flat top and smooth. Whereas this one, you can see I've got a full Picatinny, the full length of it. And then also there's some different machining on the handguard as well. But I really like this one. It's nice and thin. I can wrap my hand all the way around it for a good purchase. It is a nice 4/16 stainless steel barrel. It's a standard 1 in 10 twist, and it's pretty typical of 308s. This is an 18-inch barrel. You can also get into a 20. There's some really nice features on this, and then there's some pretty cheap features on this, and I've shot it enough just to get it sort of roughly sighted in with one kind of ammo. I don't want to do a lot of shooting off camera. I wanted you to really kind of be there with me testing it out, so I'm really not sure of its capabilities yet. Hopefully some of the areas where they have saved some money have been in areas that don't affect the accuracy. What I'm talking about is, number one, the muzzle device on here is very much like a standard A2 style bird cage flash hider. I imagine this is not going to stay on here for incredibly long before I change it out to some type of muzzle brake or compensator. Not that this seems to kick hard, and it's only a 308 and it is a gas powered semi-automatic. But still, I just feel like it'd be more useful than a flash hider. The other thing that seems really cheap, if you look at this charging handle, I really hate that charging handle. That is like the most basic charging handle ever. It works, which I guess is the main thing, but what really kind of sucks is in a AR-10, whether it's a 308 or a 6.5 Creedmoor, you've got a really heavy buffer spring because of how powerful those cartridges are, and you just don't have much to get a hold of with that really small, really basic AR-15 style charging handle. I imagine that is something that will probably get changed out on this gun as well. The grip is not bad. It looks and feels quite a bit like a standard A2 style pistol grip. However, it is overmolded with rubber, so it's nice and kind of squishy and tactile, which I like. But I don't know if you can see this. You can see kind of some of the detent spring right here for the detent that goes up for the safety. And I think it's because it's pushing on rubber, and so it's not very solid. Normally you have a hole in the top of your pistol grip that spring slides into that keeps it captured. It's weird to me that it's kind of showing. I'm probably going to change out that pistol grip. Now, where the good is, on some of the earlier versions of the gun, you had a very basic Magpul collapsible bipod. Collapsible stock. This is a little higher end one. It's still pretty inexpensive, but at least it's a locking style. Now, I'll tell you, as somebody who typically has facial hair, on collapsing stocks, I have gotten chin hairs stuck in that gap between the buffer tube and the stock and had it ripped out of my face under recoil on many different occasions. This is really tight. I haven't got any chin hairs in there yet, and I don't think I will. So that's a good feature. Could be better, but it could be a lot worse. One of the other features I like is it is a staked castle nut, and it's staked there, and it is staked there, which is good that it comes with a staked castle nut. I'm not going to take it apart to show you the bolt carrier group. Just trust me that the gas key is also staked, which is very important. And one of the other things that's kind of cool is, I don't know how you can see it, but right here on the gas block, there's a spot for adjusting. I don't know if you can see it in there. There's a little nut that you turn. It's a 5-position adjustable gas block. That's really good. Supposedly it's set where it needs to be for standard ammo from the factory. But if you were going to suppress this, it's great that it is an adjustable gas block, so you can turn your gas down. Because if you're running suppressed, it tends to throw a lot more gas back into the action. You don't need as much gas to run the action. You don't want as much because it'll tend to kind of beat up your gun. So that is a very nice feature. So we've got a combination of some kind of chintzy features and some really nice features. But overall, seems really good for a gun that's under $1,000. Along with, even though it's not like a cassette type trigger, it's not a flat blade trigger, but it is a nickel boron coated trigger. And compared to a mil-spec trigger, it's pretty decent, but it's not a match trigger. So it's very much a middle of the road trigger, which I guess is pretty good when it is basically a budget AR-10. So I can't really complain about it too much. On this, I've got mounted a Vortex Viper. It's one I've had for a while. I picked up a Vortex 2-inch offset cantilever scope mount. So I guess that's all I'm going to do as far as covering the specs and features. Let's start shooting this thing and see what it's capable of. Be right back. Alright, we're ready to test and see what kind of accuracy we can get out of this gun. Got the gun set up here on the old lead sled. We got some targets set down at our new 100-yard backstop. Let's see here. We don't have a lot of stuff to test, but we have a few different things to try out. First, cheap gun. I think we should test a cheap gun with cheap ammunition. We got some of the special Tula ammo. Steel case, Burdan primed, 150 grain full metal jacket. I think we're going to load up 5 of these and see how they group out there at 100 yards. We do have a target cam set up, which I will have playing here as a thumbnail, so that way you can see exactly where we're hitting. I'll admit it's not the best setup in the world, but it should work out okay. It's a little wobbly. Wait for it to settle. Alright. Alright, so you should see our target cam up there in the corner. And we are shooting at this right-hand target. I think since we're only kind of roughly sighted in, we're going to start off shooting at the center bullseye and just go from there. Alrighty, we are ready. So that is about a ½ inch low, ½ inch right, 1.5 inches low. Can't see the second shot. Not sure where that one went. It's kind of weird. Must be there in the block somewhere. Well, I don't think I'm good enough to be putting them in the same hole. Well, there's one. It says about 1.25 inches right, pretty much right on the elevation. I don't know where those other 2 shots are at. Kind of weird. And that one is 1.5 inches low, 1, 2, 3 inches right. That is really bizarre. Oh, you know what? I'm picking one up. It's in the black, big, heavy ring. 1.5 inches low, 2 inches right. So right about the 4 o'clock position. I think I might actually see 2 over there. That being said, this is some cheap ammo. So I'm not overly concerned with that. And we're not really stepping it up here a whole lot, but we're going up to some PMC bronze, 147 grain full metal jacket boat tails. We're going to do the same thing. We're going to put 5 in the mag. These ones have nothing in the box to like keep them in line. It's kind of weird. They're just kind of sitting in there loose. Alright, we've got 5 PMC bronze, 147 grains loaded up. And since it seems like we're favoring right a good amount, we're going to move this 2 inches left. And let's move, so the same target, but let's move up to the upper left bullseye. Bullseye. Right in the red dot. Okay. That started off well. Let's see where it goes from there. That one is about a 1/2 inch left. That one is touching the first hole. Let's keep this going. That one is 1 inch low, 1 inch left. And that is 1.5 inches low, 1 inch left. I will tell you, I kind of feel like that last shot may have been on me. Maybe not. I'm not 100% sure. But worst case scenario, we're looking at about 1.5 inch spread on a kind of a diagonal axis there. We had the first 3 shots, we had a really sweet group going. I really wish we could have held that up. Now we've got some Hornady match. These are 168 grain ELD match bullets. Let's see how these suckers shoot. I mean, up till now, everything we've shot's been pretty cheap, and so I didn't really have very high expectations as far as performance goes. If this gun is capable of shooting good groups, it should do it with this stuff. It tends to shoot rather well. I wasn't able to get a hold of any of the Federal match, which is kind of the gold standard for .308. That's times we live in. Not everything's available when you want it. Alright, so same target, but we're going to move to the upper right bullseye. Whoa! 2.5 inches high, 1.5 inches to the left. Inch and a half high, 1/4 inch left. Touching the second shot. If I'm not mistaken, I think that went into the group with the second 2 shots. That one is 1 inch high, 1/2 inch right. So I will tell you, I kind of feel like that first one may have been on me. So if we're not counting that, we're looking at a 1-inch group or maybe slightly under. I want to try that again. I'm gonna do another 5-shot group here with that same ammo. See if I can make nice, consistent trigger pulls on every shot. And you know what? My barrel is pretty hot. So I'm going to pause everything. And we're going to give this a couple minutes to cool and see if that makes any difference. Alright, we are back. The barrel is sufficiently cool. We're going to go for another 5-round group with that Hornady match ammunition. And we're going to go to the bottom left bullseye. Let's see here. That one is 2.5 inches high, 1.5 inches right. That one is 1, 2, 3 inches high, about 1/4 inch right. It's kind of bizarre. Let's see here. That one's 2 inches high, 1/4 inch right. That one is 3/4 of an inch left, 1/2 inch high. And that one's a 1/2 inch high. Well, we let it cool down and got a worse group. That's kind of weird. Yeah, we're barely warm. Let's shoot some more of this PMC bronze just for the heck of it. You know, this is not shooting phenomenal groups for me as of yet. I did say there's things I'm going to change on here. One thing that I'm going to change, I think I'm going to change the stock out. With the height of the optics, I have almost no cheek weld on this stock when I'm shooting to see through the scope. And that can be very detrimental to good, high quality shooting. But also keep in mind, this is a budget AR-10. Everything that we've shot so far is hunting accurate. Just not quite what I would consider match accurate, and that's okay. Let's go for the lower right bullseye. That is exactly 1 inch low. That is exactly 1 inch high, maybe 1/4 inch left. That one is 2.5 inches left, 1/2 inch low. That one is 2 inches left, 1/2 inch low. That is 1.5 inches left, 3/8 of an inch high. Well, I don't know. Let's go back to some Tula just for the fun of it. We will do some more shooting with this. Like I said, I think I'm going to change out to some type of stock that'll actually give me some good, a good cheek weld. See if that helps. I'll try some hand loads in this thing, see if we can find something that it likes. So let me move my target camera here. We're going to shoot some 100-yard steel. Let's shoot that head. feel like I shot a better group kind of rapid firing that head than I did taking my time on paper. And the one, it got rocking pretty good, and I kind of glanced it off the edge, and you can see it made a hole in the plywood there on the left hand side. I wasn't really taking a whole lot of time there. It seemed to shoot all right. I can see this being a good deer rifle. I missed just left. Alright, I'm going to set things back up a little bit different. We're going to do one little fun thing before we finish out with this rifle. We've got some plans. We'll be right back. Alright, if you look right there, that is the remnants of a fallen tree that just came down the other night. It came out of this same little stand right here. It's been a long time dead. And if you look over there on the left hand side, we have what you would call a widowmaker. And that's just because it's a standing dead tree. The only reason it is not on the ground is because on its way down, it hit this other tree. So, I'm going to try offhand, as an amateur arborist with an AR-10, to finish taking that thing down. We're just going to shoot right where it's touching that big tree, and see if we can't finish it off, because it is rather rotten and I don't think it'll take much. Then again, I could be totally and completely wrong. I've got plenty of bullet holes in there. I hit it a lot, but it's not coming down. Let me grab a few more rounds and see if I can hit it a little closer to the other tree, and maybe we'll finish it off. Alright, one quick word on safety for those of you that might be concerned about the safety of what we're doing here. Behind this hillside are thousands and thousands and thousands of acres of gated off logging operations, or gated off logging property with no active logging operations going on whatsoever. So we are safe. Well, that's 20 rounds of 308 into that total. I don't think it's coming down. Alright, that about wraps it up for this video on the the Palmetto State PA-10 chambered in 308. Seems to be a pretty decent shooting gun, especially considering it is definitely a budget AR-10. I don't like... This would be good for close quarters. This would be good if you had, you know, a holographic or a red dot, but I just can't get a cheek weld, which definitely impacts the shooting. I don't like this charging handle, which I think will get changed out. But I think for a budget AR-10, it's pretty solid and it shoots decently. I think we can get it to shoot better. I'll be trying some hand loads in this. But you know, I think it's a pretty enjoyable rifle to shoot, and not bad for the price. Anyway, I want to thank you all for watching the video and for supporting the channel. I appreciate all you guys that come back week after week and watch. I really appreciate it a lot. And we will see you on the next video. Bye-bye.